because they didn't know if the natives would be hostile. Well, on a beautiful clear day, beautiful sunshiny clear day in December of 1620, they brought the Mayflower over here into Plymouth. They came around and anchored behind Saquesh. They had done some scouting over on Clark's Island, that little island to our left, and determined that there were no natives living on the island at the time. So they used that boat, the shallop, and they transferred the Pilgrims into shore on Clark's Island. For most of the Pilgrims, it was the first time they had set foot on dry land since leaving England some 90 plus days before. There's a large flat table rock in the middle of the island. They used it as an altar, and they held their first religious services on dry land in the New World. After the services were over, they took advantage of the sunshiny day, and they stretched their sopping wet clothing out on the rocks to dry. As you can imagine, it was a particularly important day for the Pilgrims. They still honor that day every year with a service out on the island. They don't do it in December, however, they do it in July. And this is before they come over and landed in Plymouth by the Rock. The little red and white lighthouse which we're now approaching, its formal name is called Duxbury Pier Light. However, the locals have always had a different name for it. As I mentioned earlier, lobsters were plentiful in Plymouth Harbor and the surrounding areas. Well, if you look closely at a lobster, it has kind of beady eyes. For many years, lobsters were called bugs. Well, bugs, lobsters love rocks. You can see those rocks off to the left of the lighthouse. That's why they built the lighthouse here, was to protect sailors from those rocks and the ledge below it. Well, those rocks used to be full of lobsters, and this lighthouse has always been organization has now changed its name from Save Club Right to Save Our Rights Bureau, and also turning point. Factory buildings that were 40